Ujjwal to share one field in which I think we have not touched yet, which is basically computational psychometrics, which is the, let's say, intersection of mathematics and psychology, which happens very rarely, because most times what happens is that people who go into psychology because they hate math. So it's more of the push factor than the pull factor. Then some people go into psychology because they love people a lot. They like to kind of do something with people, so they have strong social interest. But it happens very rarely that a person who loves math and goes into psychology. And that intersectionality of psychology and mathematics, which turns into the applied psychometrics, computational psychometrics, theoretical psychometrics, that's very interesting field. So I would like Ujjwal to kind of talk a little about it. I know we did some programming together in R. So would you like to share about it, what you are doing currently, and how you see the knowledge being applied, and what fields do you see that people from psychology background can contribute into business?
Okay, first I want to confirm, am I audible? Is my mic working? Okay. So about the math part, which Vijay Pandey sir mentioned, I don't think I also like maths. I think I hate mathematics. Or at least for the first 2 years, I truly hated mathematics when I started doing it. Uh, when I was doing psychology, so psychology is essentially two parts, arts and the science. So the arts part is essentially a lot of subjectivity. You have opinions, you have things, and the science part is a little objective. So when I was doing psychology, uh, what I noticed was that people were not following a lot of research-based things. People were mostly doing what uh, they feel is their opinion. A lot of applied practices, even in clinics and stuff, they're mostly opinion-based. People were doing whatever they want. Nobody was like, even people who had done their MPhil had 10 years of experience. Nobody was doing something that is actually from research-based. And even in my bachelor's and master's, a lot of the discussions, they were more of political rather than something scientific or something concrete, and I did not like that. uh,
Mm.
and what I was also studying was, I was also very much interested in philosophy. And when I was studying philosophy, I got into objective philosophy. So objective philosophy is about more about how do you find the truth, what is truth. Like when people, they think about science, uh, there's no one school of science. There used to be a lot of schools of science, and if someone wants to Google them, you can Google them up. It's something called positivism, post-positivism, constructionism, and all of these. And I was reading about these things, and then I thought, okay, this sounds cool. So I started reading about research, and then I started reading about research, and I picked up this book. I don't remember its name, but it talked about how do you find the truth. So it talked about all these things, t-test, ANOVA, the basic statistics, but it was talking about how you use these tools to find the truth. How do you know what is true and how do you know what is not true? And that was something I really liked. I thought, okay, whatever is happening in my college, whatever these guys are teaching, this is more interesting, and this is something I want to do because this is something more closer towards the truth. So obviously, so that's how I actually got into mathematics, because then I realized if I want to get more advanced into these things, if I want to actually learn this stuff, I have to learn the mathematics. And I started out very slowly, like it was pure maths. So like right now I have these juniors, 5 juniors, and all of them are statisticians, masters in statisticians, and I have to somehow teach them. So I had to teach myself a lot of mathematics, a lot of statistics, and the field I work in is called computational psychometrics, as Vijay sir mentioned. And what this field is, if I have to explain it in simple words, think of it as, so a lot of people who do data analysis and a lot of people who do research, they use some tools. One of the basic tools you guys might have heard of is something like SPSS. Okay, so think of the people who do computational psychometrics. They make these tools, they make these softwares. So my work is to learn from people and learn the mathematics behind these things, and then to make these softwares which can do these things. And my field is specializes in psychometrics. So psychometrics such as how do you measure people, how do you diagnose people, how do you and a little bit of even in learning right now, how do you improve people when they're learning things. So my field is specific to education, psychometrics applied in education. How do you improve people's learning using these softwares, and how do you make these softwares? And also, as Vijay sir mentioned, that this is a very niche field, and really get into this field, you have to learn about a lot, some coding, and a lot of mathematics, because it's mostly mathematics. Maybe a little bit of psychology, because you need to logically understand these things: what is good, what is not good. And yeah, that's it. That's it, I think.
Thank you.